Nobody knew that a few seconds later, an ordinary afternoon in Lagos would change two lives forever. 8-year-old Daniel Williams was walking through the crowded market with his father's security team when he suddenly stopped. He grabbed his chest and collapsed. People screamed as the crowd rushed toward him, but one little girl didn't run toward the crowd. She simply stared at Daniel, as if she already knew what was happening. Amara pushed through the crowd. She knelt beside the unconscious boy and looked carefully at his face. Then she noticed something. She immediately stood up and shouted, "Don't take him to the hospital." Everyone turned toward her. A security guard grabbed her arm, but Amara didn't stop. "If you take him there, he will die." A black luxury SUV suddenly stopped beside the market. Victor Williams jumped out. One of Nigeria's most successful businessmen was now nothing more than a terrified father. "Daniel," he rushed toward his son. His private doctor was called immediately, but Victor noticed the little girl standing nearby. "Who is she?" Nobody knew. "Doctor." Emmanuel pushed through the crowd. He checked Daniel's pulse. He examined his eyes. Then he looked at Victor. "We need to get him to the hospital immediately." Victor nodded. The security guards prepared the SUV, but Amara suddenly screamed, "No!" Everyone stopped. "You're making a mistake," Amara shouted. Victor stared at her. "Who are you?" "My name is Amara. And how do you know what's wrong with my son?" Amara looked at Daniel. "Because I've seen this before." "Doctor," Emmanuel shook his head. "This child doesn't know what she's talking about." Amara looked at him. "Then why is his left hand turning blue?" "Doctor," Emmanuel looked at Daniel's hand. His expression changed. The boy's fingers were beginning to turn blue. Victor's face went pale. "How did you know?" Amara didn't answer. Instead, she pointed at Daniel's neck. "His breathing is getting weaker." The doctor immediately began treating him. For the first time, everyone listened to the little girl. After several tense minutes, Daniel finally began breathing normally. Victor looked at Amara. "Who taught you all this?" Amara lowered her head. "My mother." Victor paused. "What was your mother's name?" Amara looked up. "Rose." Victor's expression suddenly changed. "Rose. What?" "Rose Adiemi." Amara nodded. Victor took a step backward. He hadn't heard that name in almost 20 years. Rose had once worked for his family, but she had disappeared shortly after his father died. Victor had always been told she left Lagos. He never asked questions. Until now. That evening, Victor couldn't stop thinking about Amara. Meanwhile, Amara remembered the last conversation she had with her mother. Rose had been sick for months. One night, she held Amara's hand and said, "If you ever meet a man named Victor Williams." Amara had listened carefully. Her mother continued, "Tell him I never betrayed his family." Before Rose died, she gave Amara a small wooden box. "Don't open it," she whispered. "Only give it to Victor." "Why?" "Because one day, he will need to know the truth." Amara had kept that box hidden for years. The next morning, Victor found Amara. He followed her to a tiny home far away from the luxury world he knew. He looked around. There was almost nothing inside. Amara walked toward him, holding the wooden box. "My mother told me to give you this." Victor stared at it. He recognized the box immediately. His father had owned one exactly like it. Victor slowly opened the box. Inside was an old photograph and a letter. He picked up the photograph. His hands began to shake. It showed his father standing beside Rose, but there was someone else in the picture. A woman Victor recognized immediately. His mother, the woman he had been told died 20 years ago. Victor opened the letter. It was written by Rose. She explained that his mother had not died. She had been forced to leave the family because someone inside the household had threatened her. Rose had discovered the truth, and she had spent years protecting Victor from the same people. Victor's eyes filled with tears. Then he reached the final line, and his entire world changed. Victor looked at Amara. "Your mother knew where my mother was?" Amara nodded. Victor read the final words of the letter. Rose had written, "Victor, forgive me for keeping this from you. Your mother is alive." Victor couldn't speak. Then Amara quietly added, "She told me something else." Victor looked at her. "What?" Amara pointed to the photograph. She said, "Your mother is my grandmother." 3 days later, Victor stood outside a quiet house. His heart was racing. The door opened. An elderly woman stood there. Victor stared at her. She stared back. Neither spoke. Then she whispered his name. "Victor." He broke down. 20 years of pain disappeared in one embrace. His mother was alive. And the little girl who saved his son's life had brought his family back together. Victor could have given Amara money, but he decided to give her something more important: a home, an education, and a family. Daniel never forgot the girl who saved his life, and Victor never forgot the lesson she taught him. Sometimes, the person who changes your life doesn't arrive in a luxury car. Sometimes, they arrive barefoot. Amara had entered Victor's life as a poor little girl from a Lagos market. She left it as family, and Victor finally understood something money had never taught him: never judge someone by what they have. Because sometimes, the person you think has nothing is the person carrying the one thing you need most: love, courage, and the truth.